Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another episode of the CFTV preview show, the Chelsea Fan TV preview show with myself and with Kev. Thanks for coming on, Kev. As always a pleasure, mate. Not such a pleasure watching Chelsea though, and
No.
I'll tell you what, man, it's crunch time. We knew December was going to be a difficult month. I thought potentially it would make or break our season. In fact, we knew it would make or break our season, and it has because we have capitulated. I thought after the win against Brighton, we could, maybe have a nice run. But even when we play half decent football, we can't take our chances. And at the moment, because we're trying to play expansive football, we're not able to keep clean sheets either. So if you're not scoring goals, you're not getting clean sheets, you're not really going to have much luck. And luck hasn't been on our side either. When you look at injuries, Reece James out, Cucurella, and Sanchez out as well. So, and that was just from the Everton game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your thoughts on what's been happening in the past 7 days, Kev?
Unprofessional, unorganized, lack of passion, lack of enthusiasm, lack of leadership, and lack of management. And when I say organization, meaning when we was recording outside the stadium, and I was speaking to a couple of the stewards there, they told me that Chelsea turned up to the game an hour and a half for kickoff. So just take that into consideration. An hour and a half for kickoff, whereas Newcastle, the game before, they turned up 2.5 hours before. So where does preparation come into it? Where's the organisation? And to think that Reece James has pulled up with another hamstring, when you turn up to games an hour and a half for kickoff, what do you fucking expect? Why do you think we're getting so many injuries? The lot of it from the managers, the players, and the board to the everything about the team right now in the club is amateur. Amateur. It's shit, and we see it on the field. We're seeing it all around the club at the minute. It's there to see. It's there to see that this club is it's nowhere near the club that it was 2 years ago.
Obviously we were together for the Everton game. Your dad was there as well. The best part of it was the Chinese afterwards.
Yeah, literally traveled for freaking hour. You traveled 3 hours. I'll travel probably an hour and a half. And the best part about the day literally was the Chinese. It was just a shit day. From start to finish, it was literally shit. There was nothing good. The football was dross, everything. And I just can't see things picking up anytime soon. Like I said to you in the after game, the fan cam, I said we need to be patient now. We're going to drop down to 14th, 15th in the next few weeks. Okay, it's very embarrassing. It's heartbreaking. But this January window is very pivotal to where we'll be going forward. Because without leadership in that team, that's where we're going to be a 15th place relegation team, and that's it.
I mean, it's an interesting one, especially if you listen to Pochettino. He's coming out saying, "I'm 51 years old. I know what I'm doing. I might sound crazy, but this is going to work and we are going to have success." So it's interesting to know. Obviously, his version of success and the ownership's version might be different to what we expect in terms of success at Chelsea, but presumably that means pushing at the top end of the table. I mean, that would be a nice starting point. Um, and he's also publicly come out and is asking for signings, and I don't blame the man. I was listening to Talksport earlier on,
Yeah.
Simon Jordan, and they're saying the cheek of it to go out and spend 650 million net, and then ask for more players. But I'm
They're
sorry,
not his. They're not his
you
signings.
can
They're
spend a
not.
billion on the stadium. That doesn't affect your performances on the pitch. You could have the best youth facilities in the world. That doesn't affect what happens in the here and now. So at the end of the day,
It's,
got great
uh,
potential, but we don't have anything ready made. So I
I
think
don't
it's
believe
completely justified to ask for more players.
don't believe for 1 minute that any of those players that he's got in that change room right now with his signings, it's clear to see that it's Clear Lake and these directors of football that are making these signings. Pochettino's not had his hand in any signings. And Pochettino said at the start of the season that he needs more experience. That's what the guy come out and said. Did we sign in any experienced players when he asked for him? No, we never. We went and signed Cole Palmers and players that are basically had one season in the Prem. So it's not his fault. And people are saying get rid of Posh. Yeah, I think some of it's his fault. I think the tactics could be a lot better. I think in some games, a bit too pragmatic. I think we're trying to play at the back too much, bringing pressure on. Corner kicks, we've been awful. So some of the things you can say are on him, but guaranteed if you give him 5 or 6 leaders in that team now, we wouldn't be where we are now. We'd probably be with the squad we've got, we should be top 6 easily. But we just need a couple of experienced players on that pitch to help these young guys. And Pochettino can't do it. He was crying that pre-season for leaders, and he hasn't got what he wants. So that's where we are.
So that I mean that's not his fault, obviously, if he couldn't get the players in. But then people will say, "Well, you need to coach the players you have now." Now, my argument and my defense, and this is an interesting one with you, Kev, because you're similar to me. You're a coach. Um, players have dips, man, and players go through tough times. And when you go into a new team, it's never going to be plain sailing straight away, especially when it's a better team than the one you were at before, unless you're Cole Palmer or Sterling. Like that's a very, that's obviously an exception. And for me, I don't coach football, but I coach tennis, and there's people that was coaching a year ago, and where they are now, it's a completely different place. And some of the sessions I ran, mate, I didn't do anything special. A lot of the time, you just need these guys playing, and I think it's very similar with football. But the problem is that if players don't play well, it makes the whole team look bad at times rather than just looking at an individual. So if your right back's playing badly, it makes your centre backs not look as good. And then it can affect your goalkeeper. So it spreads like a virus. Um,
What I see football like is like an engine, like an engine, car engine. Car engine's got how many different parts? Hundreds of different parts. Say if you don't put oil in that engine, the whole engine fucks up. If you don't put water in, the whole engine fucks up. If you don't put fuel in, just one part, one component, what you don't put into that engine to make it run smoothly, you can mess up. And that's exactly what you're saying now. Um, you could say there's just one weak link in that whole team can fuck it up. And right now, there's more than one weak link in that team. There's 3 or 4 weak links in that team. And we're talking from your goalkeeper to one of your centre backs to your midfielder to your striker. There's probably 4 weak links in that team every single week.
hmm.
And it's clear to see that against Everton, there was a game plan. We tried to get Mudryk out wide. We tried to get Mudryk on the ball. Obviously, even if I was the manager, I'd say, Mudryk, get on the ball. Don't even think about it. Just try and beat Ashley Young. Ashley Young went off after 30 minutes. Could have handled it. But Mudryk is getting down the flank, crossing the ball back. Who to? Who's there? Broha was nowhere to be seen. Okay. I don't think Broha had a bad game. I think the endeavour was there, but the quality is lacking. Very inexperienced and keep coming back to we need a striker. We need way more than a striker right now in this team. There's more than a striker that needs to be added to this team.
Well, I mean, the strike is the main thing, isn't it? But I mean, if you had to upgrade other areas, what's your priorities? Obviously, striker we know is number one.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
are you looking at a right back, a goalkeeper, midfield? What are we looking at?
I'd go for an experienced midfielder.
Okay.
I want someone in the late end of their 20s. I don't care what the age is. There's someone who can. I like the fact that I like Marco Verratti before he went to that team in wherever it was, not Saudi Arabia. What's that? He went to a team in Vingadine, not Saudi
It was
Arabia. What's that?
PSG.
Yeah, Verratti left, didn't he? He's gone to some team in
Yeah, he went
not
to
Saudi.
Saudi.
No, not Saudi. He went next door. What's the other one?
Qatar.
Qatar. So he gone to some team in Qatar. I would have liked Verratti, and I said that from the start of the season. I would have liked just someone who's just loud. And when you see Declan Rice every single week, you're just pointing, come closer, pointing, doing this, doing that. Where was that in the midfield the weekend? Was Casado doing that? No, he wasn't. Was Gallagher doing that? No, he wasn't. Was Enzo doing it? No, he wasn't. Who's controlling shit? Who's dictating the play?
I
And
thought Enzo was that player, Kev. But do you know what it is, mate? I'll be honest with you. I do feel for Enzo because Enzo was our best player for a decent period, and the problem is you play with bums for such a long time. You are like the people you spend your time with, and he's becoming worse because of the team.
no one's happy as well. Just going back to the Everton game again. Just when we were sat and we looked at them coming out the ground, and they was all walking out. Enzo literally walked out, and then he's hood up like this, and he's just like every single player walked out with a hood up, walking out. Not one, but the only player that acknowledged me was Sterling, and fair play to him. The morale of the team is in the mud, and Sheffield United are going to be up for this game. Sheffield United have got a new manager. They've got their own manager back. They're going to be they're going to be enthusiastic. They're going to be the morale's going to be more of a boost. It's going to be a dangerous game for us.
Yeah,
But like going back
Sheffield
to
lost some good results.
just going back to your question though. But yeah, I think we need experienced centre midfielder. I think we need another centre back, and we probably need another goalkeeper and another wing back. I think we need another 5. But people that say, "Oh, he signed all these players," experienced players. So I'm not talking about players with high potential. I'm not talking about players that are youngsters or none of that. Players, I don't care. I'd go and sign a Carvajal from Real Madrid. I'd go and sign someone who's experienced. We need experienced leadership in this team. And unless we've got that, 14, 15 players, get used to it because that's where we're going to be for a long time.
That's a scary thought, man. I mean,
no, it is. It is, literally.
You know, the thing is, slowly but surely, and people might actually notice with the videos, we shout less because it's not fun anymore. It's not even, I'm not like angry, it's just depressing.
Yeah.
We are slowly becoming irrelevant as a football club. How fucking crazy is that, Kev?
Yeah, and it's just they've got to look at what they're doing to us, man. And I did say it's going to get toxic, and it's starting to get toxic. And these games now before Christmas, Sheffield, Wolves, Luton. These are easily winnable games, but we're sat here now thinking, are we going to win? I don't know if we can. Luton are playing really well. Sheffield got a manager bounce. Wolves have been really strong at home. I can't see us really getting many points out of these, bro. And the thing is, as well, when you actually sit down and think about it, these are teams that are below us in the league, and they're potentially could be taking us, bro. Wolves could take us. Sheffield could go within 6 points behind us, and Luton. It's dangerous times for us, bro. So when I'm sat here saying a relegation battle, I'm not just saying it for fucking clickbait. I'm saying it because this is facts, bro. Like I've been to 2 games in the bounce, bro, and this is a relegation team watching. Like the chances we create are half chances. When we do get an opportunity, we fucking miss. It depends. It's shocking. Like I knew we was gonna. I told him before, and that's preview. We're gonna concede the corner. Look at that! Look at that shit! Look at that shit, bro. They headed it out, and the guy stood there. He's got the time of the world. He could have probably sat down. Could have probably rolled himself a burn. Could have probably smoked the burn and kicked it in the net. That's how much time he had. He was there, bro. What's going on with this team? Where's the mentality, bro? Where's someone? I'm used to seeing John Terry running head first and getting to that ball. He was getting out to him, bro. That's the whole thing at the minute, bro. It's heartbreaking, bro. It's hard. It's hard. This is hard to see on a weekly basis, bro. And this next 2 months is key. This is where we're going to see where we are now, bro. Like either we're going to be a relegation team or we're going to start going back up to the top half of the league.
Speechless, absolutely speechless. I mean, well, let's go into Sheffield. Let's look ahead. Obviously, they've come off a really good result against Brentford. A result that, to be honest with you, I don't think many people would have expected. Brentford are a decent side. They are above us in the table, but only on goal difference. We actually have equal points. And then you've got Sheffield at the bottom of the table. They've just come off a win of Chris Wilder, as we've alluded to earlier. He managed them before. They had a great season with them in the Prem. They were very close to finishing in the European spots. And then the season after that, they got relegated. But it's understandable, they have a very small spend. And, those clubs, you have to be so well run just to stay in the Premier League for one season. And then you look at clubs that are so badly run like us, we have all the money in the world. I mean, they're not a million miles behind us, Kev. In the grand scheme of things, let's just, I don't want to say be negative, but let's just say they got a win. They're then on 11 points. They're only 8 points behind us at that time. And Luton are certainly playing better football. Burnley are improving. We seem to be the only team at this half of the table that's digressing. Like, I heard a lot of rumors at the beginning. Luton manager was under pressure. Company was under pressure. Obviously, Everton, they had the deduction. Bournemouth weren't doing well. Wolves had a lot of decisions against them. Every club I'm looking at below us, maybe the only one is Nottingham Forest. That they're just not toxic. And for us, we don't have any spirit. We don't have a unity. We have a manager that divides opinions, an ownership that divides opinions, and we just don't have quality. And if you don't have any of these things, what are you looking at, Kev? Because it's not a team, certainly not a football team, because I don't feel like I'm watching football. I just sit there and sulk while we concede goals every game. I mean, God. I feel like every time we have a conversation now before a game, there is very little what's the word?
No positivity.
There's no positivity. But we're just saying the same things week after week after week.
You might as well just fucking the screen record the last pod, the last preview, and put it onto this. We say the same shit every week, bro. Every fan cam, you say the same shit every fan cam. I can probably go back to last year, and we're still 12th place. We have not. Most teams have progressed with probably £20 million spend. We spent £650 million, and if we've gone forward, we've gone backwards, bro. So Preston's got to be asked, mate. Preston's need to be asked, bro. How can he spend so much money and not progress? So, man, every single bit about this club at the minute is fucked. And shit, we need to start. Like I said, I'm patient, bro. I don't want to start kicking up and writing, bro. But this club needs to be saved, bro. This is my boyhood club, bro. This is not, like my dad said before, this is not fucking Scarborough, mate. This ain't no local team. This is Chelsea Football Club. 3-time Champions League winning club, bro. Champions League winning club only 2 years ago, bro. And we're talking about fucking potentially being relegated from the league. These owners need to become up, bro. So they need to listen to all us fans now and say, look, change the fucking model. Stop signing kids. We're still getting linked with these kids. Fuck it off. Don't want to see it. If I see this, if it comes to the end of the January market and we ain't signed 3 or 4 top class experienced players, all of us need to start fucking rioting, bro. It's simple as that. It's either that or we're fucked. And do you think these care about us? Do you think these owners really care about Chelsea? Just because they spent a bit of that doesn't matter to them, doesn't it? They don't give a fuck about Chelsea. Roman Abramovich did. Because he wanted the best for he'd go and sign players that have done it because he wanted to win things. They're only bothered about making profit, brother. We're not a profit. We're not a profit club. We're not fucking Brighton and Half Albion, but this is Charles Football Club. These lot need to get it into their heads, man, before it's too late. Because, like I said, other teams have progressed on net spend of 20 million, 30 million pounds. I'm talking about little clubs at the bottom of the league, at Brentford's and that. Think how much Brentford has spent. Think how much Fulham has spent this year. Look at Fulham. 10 goals scored, none conceded in 2 games, bro. They haven't even signed anybody, bro. They've still got fucking Willian playing on the wing, 34 years old, banging in goals, bro. What is the difference between Fulham and us? Experienced players in their team, brother. And I have to keep saying it, but that's what it is. We're not a youth project, bro. They need to get it gone. But going into a bit about the Sheffields, I couldn't really tell you many of the players, but all I know is they've got a lad called Cam Archer. Born and bred in my neck of the woods. He's actually my friend's brother. Very, very quick player. He was at Villa. I think he scored against us a couple of seasons ago as a Villa as well, actually, in the cup. Very, very quick on the counter. They're going to be hungry for it, Sheffield are. Very hungry. If we can't match their hunger this weekend, if we can't match their aggression, because Chris Roller's going to get them pumped up for this game. They know that there's a chance. They've got, give it, if it's 2 years ago, they would have come to the bridge knowing they haven't got a fucking chance. Just them knowing they've got a little chance tomorrow, they'll be up for this game. And if we can't match what they're going to bring to the table tomorrow, bro, don't be surprised at me if we're here next week saying, hey, how did we lose the game? It's that serious, bro.
Well, we know they're going to have a low block, so that is obvious. I mean, they've had a low block against every team, and that's not going to change against us, especially because we struggle very much against low blocks. But then you could say that about every system we struggle against. But Pochettino says they've been working on it in training, finding solutions, and trying to find creative outlets in terms of creating chances. And obviously, that really isn't the issue, because when we do create chances, we can't finish them. So again, reinforces the fact that we need a striker. But there is some interesting factors coming into this game. We've got Petrovic, who's going to be making his debut for Chelsea, actual starting debut. I know he came on against Everton when Sanchez went off, and I have to be honest with you, I felt sorry for him anyway before we conceded the second goal, because what a terrible time to make your Chelsea debut. Away at Goodison Park, we weren't playing well. The atmosphere was quite loud at this point, and you come on and you make a mistake straight away. It's just not ideal, really. I mean, have you do you know anything about Petrovic, Kev, and how do you see him going on his debut?
It looked like a tall lad, to be honest. And when I see him warming up during the second half, it looks like he's got a good ping on him as well. It looks technically gifted with his kicking ability. Couldn't tell you anything about him, and that's the most important thing. But that's the thing. I couldn't tell you about none of the players that we signed really. But sometimes it's not completely the goalkeeper's fault. What you need your players to back you up on a corner kick. He was helping him out on that corner kick. He was in front of him. He was. Where's the leadership? Like he's that. You got your goalkeeper. He's just come on. He's making his debut. You should have people lead. You should have a leader saying, "Look, lads, you stand there. You stand there. You stand there," helping him out. None of it. Absolutely none of it. So yeah, that's the reason why we conceded pretty early into his career. But he's got a full 90 minutes now. Let's see what he can do.
Honestly, Kev, this is such a depressing episode. This is the most depressing episode I've ever done with you. I don't know why we're so deflated right now. I mean, it
We
is
should be.
December.
We
Everyone in
should be.
England is sick, so
Should
maybe
be.
that's a factor.
All we've done is every preview shows has been positive and say trust the process and things are looking good. We can still get top 4 and we've got a glimmer of hope and all these words. reality's hitting home now, brother. Look, we're nearly halfway into the season. We're into the middle of December, and we're 12th place in the league. So yeah, shit's at the fan now, bro. So yeah, that's why everybody, every Chelsea fans feeling the same way. But how can we change our mindset? How can we change what's going on? Just be patient for a few more weeks, see what the owners have got up the sleeve, and then take it from there. That's all we can do. I think if we go and start Pochettino now, it's just a stupid thing to do. We've got to. Like, I'm more for keeping Pochettino and seeing what he's got after the transfer window and see what players we can bring in and then judging them. But right now, I just don't believe it's entirely his fault. So we've got to be, you know, it's got to be real. I know it's pretty depressing. It's not pretty. It's very depressing, Alex. But this is it. What did we expect when you completely ship a Champions League winning squad out within a year and bring in young kids from all over the globe? What was we expecting? Was we expecting us to be the next playing Barcelona? I wasn't. I said to you from the start, top eight is a realistic target for us, and everyone looked at me like I'm fucking stupid. I knew this was going to happen, bro. So it's not a surprise to me. I went to Man U and Everton. I knew we was going to lose both games. So after the game, I was looking forward to a trainees. First, I was let's get a trainees and go home. Just there for the crack.
Yeah. What's your score predictions? I'm going to say, I do have some hope. I know we say it all the time, but I predicted a loss against United. I predicted a loss against Everton. I am going to go with a draw, a 1-1 draw.
Wow, leaking it. I could actually see us winning.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
it's going to be tight. I think it'd be 2-0. I think it's because Sheffield are that bad. It's only because Sheffield are that bad. If we put in a bit more of a better performance and Everton, we'll win. But it's just difficult because our strike force are that crap. Jackson, bro, how he's getting the goals. I think we've got to start Sterling this game. And Kinku coming back, that could be a massive plus. Gusto back in training, so we'll have him back down the right. So it's got to be positive. I think we could. I'd like to think that it'd be a 2-0. I think we might just push it for the 2-0.
I hope so, mate. Well, listen, guys. Thanks for watching this. If you made it this far without feeling depressed, then fair play, because I feel so much worse after recording than I did before. That's a weird feeling, but I hope things go up.
Reality, yo. That's what Alex. Reality. Sometimes you can't be positive in such a negative situation, bro. Can't sugarcoat it. You can't be like, you know what, yeah, this and that. Every week you go to the games. Every week you've missed one game in nearly 2 years, bro. You see it every week. You can't keep on sugarcoating it. You can't keep saying there's potential there. You can't keep. This is it now. We're top place. Oh, this is it. We've got to be as real as possible, bro. You know, and this is it. Unfortunately, bro.
You're right. Well, listen, guys, if you agree or disagree with anything we said, let us know in the comments. And pray for points, people. Pray for points. Hashtag pray for points. The new hashtag we're going to spread out. Thanks for watching, guys.
Up the Chelsea.